to the entire executive committee, and I bring you greetings on behalf of Chairman Leon Russell. I bring you greetings on behalf of our President and CEO, Derek Johnson, and I bring you greetings on behalf of the Executive Committee of the Georgia State Conference. I'm Attorney Gerald Griggs, the 13th President of the Georgia State Conference, and I literally just got off the road from Bullock County in Statesboro because, as our President just said, Georgia is on everybody's mind. And so we need all 100 branches of the NAACP, our 50 youth and college and youth councils fired up and ready to go because we are thriving together. But make no mistake, we are in a war. There's a war on our voting rights. There's a war on our history. There's a war on our very existence. And Georgia is ground zero. So just yesterday, the governor signed into law the redistricting maps. And let's be clear, that's something to clap about. But let's be clear, the maps don't do enough. And so, as the NAACP sued before, we are contemplating lawsuit again to make sure that the dilution of black voters does not happen in this state. As Madam President said, there is freedom to fight for in Georgia, and there is freedom to fight for in Henry County, which is why I'm proud to partner with the Henry County NAACP to make sure y'all's local election board understands we are serious when we demand a meeting. We are serious when we demand equity and justice and fair access to the ballot. So let's be clear, if y'all don't set a meeting, you're not only gonna hear from the local branch, but you will hear from the state conference. Now we have a lot going on in Georgia. We have a legislative session that's coming. We have again the redistricting hearing before Judge Jones, which will happen in 2 weeks. And we also have an election, 2024. The eyes of the country will be on Georgia. And trust me, Georgia is ready. But the only way that the voice of millions of Georgians will be heard is if units like the Henry County branch turn out to vote. So as the 13th president of the state conference, I can promise you this. We will make sure that resources come down to the units to push out the vote. We will also make sure that if we need to, we will file lawsuits to keep polling places open. We will make sure that we protect individuals from being purged from the electoral rolls, and we will make sure that these frivolous election challenges that keep happening by groups that are not Georgians are dealt with. But in order for that to happen, freedom ain't free. The purpose of a Freedom Fund is to fund the activities of the unit. If y'all want to make sure that Georgia has freedom fighters that are ready, willing, and able to stand in front of courthouses, stand in courthouses, stand in jails and out of jails, and make sure that gold dome reflects black people, then you need to make sure you support this unit. And so, as I was coming back from Bullock County, where we were making sure there was leadership training, there was a quote in the leadership training that an NAACP unit should be so strong that no mayor, no city councilman or person, no judge, no governor, no president of the United States or any foreign dignitary should ever think to oppress black folks and not hear from the NAACP. So it's two things I know. One, Madam President and my second vice president is not afraid to speak truth to power. And two, Georgia has a president who's not afraid of anybody. So, I don't care what happens in Tennessee. I don't care what happens in Alabama. I definitely don't care what happens in Florida. But in Georgia, we will make sure people's civil rights are protected. In Georgia, we will make sure women's reproductive rights are protected. In Georgia, we will make sure voting rights are protected. And in Georgia, we will make sure that our incarcerated brothers and sisters have a voice. So on behalf of the Georgia State Conference, the largest state conference in the association, in the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the most cussed and discussed, the largest, the baddest, the boldest, the oldest, and the most revered association in these yet-to-be United States. We make a promise. We make a promise that we've held for 114 years. We are serious about civil rights. We are serious about social justice, and we are serious about not only earning the respect of our ancestors, but also earning the respect of our descendants. And so, on behalf of the Georgia State Conference, let's stay fired up, let's stay moving forward, and we are thriving together. Thank you.
We can do a little bit better than that. Let's give a hand clap. And throughout the evening, I'll be sharing some different highlights of what our great branch has been doing over the past year. And I will say this, that this year at our state convention, the Henry County NAACP branch received the Ella Jo Baker Award, National, the Ella Jo Baker Award for Outstanding Contribution, increasing our membership by 154%. So it's definitely something to be proud of. You know, the annual Freedom Fund Gala is one of our biggest fundraisers that allows the branch to use some of the funding to award students with scholarships for higher education after high school. Here to acknowledge our 2023